My name is Michael Mukuka. I am the head of ICT for the National Assembly of Zambia. I've been working with the National Assembly of Zambia for about 18 years now as head of ICT. Of course, we've been involved in a number of ICT initiatives, not until the COVID hit the nation, like any other nation that has been hit by COVID. Zambia was not spared at all. And therefore, we had to find a way, a solution to make sure that the mandate, the constitutional mandate of Parliament is actually undertaken despite the challenge with the pandemic. And that's how we went around to shop what kind of solution we needed to use. And you know the way Parliament operates, it's quite unique. So there are a lot of things that happen during the management of the House, a number of procedures that have to be followed. But the first thing that was done was simply to try and change the rules, the standing orders. When the standing orders were changed to enable the House seat using the hybrid system, that was the beginning of it all. Of course, hybrid system for us worked well, and we've had some few challenges. The main challenges are basically one, the mindset of the members. You may wish to know that members, I think across the world, it's a challenge to get them to be trained and be proficient in the use of technology. A number of them are not born in the digital age. So basically, it's a little challenge. It's a little challenging. But we managed to get around that by training our members to make sure that they are able to use the systems that we put in place. Besides that came the issue of the infrastructure. The infrastructure was not built to handle so much video connections to support the video traffic. So we had to set to expand and enhance our local area infrastructure, the network infrastructure, even the bandwidth for internet connectivity, and making sure that we had serious redundancies. So in case one internet connection link, we had to spend a lot of money to enhance or upgrade our infrastructure to manage the business under the new normal, as we call it. So the network infrastructure to be expanded, the physical hardware infrastructure, and of course for us, previously we never bought anything for the members of Parliament to use. So this time around, we're forced to use that to get our tablets. There's the catch. Initially, we thought the members of Parliament could be put in different rooms in the parliamentary precinct, but we faced a challenge. Our Parliament became an epicenter, so to say. People considered it now as an epicenter. So we needed to come up with an aggressive way of doing things where you don't have a lot of members coming within the parliamentary precinct, even the members of staff operating from home. And that's exactly what we did. That also came with its own challenge about connectivity of our members, because 3/4 of our members are based in rural areas where connectivity is a challenge. So we had to deal with that issue to make sure members, to make sure that they are in a place where they could connect to internet and be able to participate in the business processes of Parliament, either in committee sittings, committee meetings, or basically in the sitting of the House. We are basically, right now, we are handling approximately 10 to 15 committees a single day, besides the sitting of the House. Now, the issue and the catch has been, this is why this week has been a bit difficult for me. We have never done the voting, the electronic voting with the members being in every part of the country. So yesterday was the first time that we had to do it. We haven't had a major outage where the house has been disturbed ever since we started sitting using hybrid system from last year, June. We haven't had that. We've been able to sit. But the only thing that we've not been able to do is go for a divisional voting, which requires members, if they're sitting in the house, to to physically part. The other members go to one lobby, the others to the other lobby. Of course, we stopped that some time back when we started using electronic voting system as far back as 2007. We started using electronic voting system with using the Bosch system. But this particular one, we developed our own application called eChamber. What this eChamber does is it allows a member raise what we call a point of order. A point of order is to try and interrupt the proceedings when the members on the floor of the house, to try and interact with them or interrogate them on what they're saying. So we are using the eChamber system to do that. Once someone places that, it records that a member wants to speak and one member is allowed per time. The eChamber does that. The eChamber also allows the members to come up what we call divisional list. When you want to vote on a particular matter using the division voting, the first thing that we do is basically to make sure that members, about 12 members of parliament, must indicate that they want to vote. They want a divisional vote. If they don't reach 12, then they don't vote. If they reach 12, the threshold of 12, they go ahead and do the voting. We had never experienced that. We are using two systems here. Zoom, basically for video and talking, we're using Zoom. And also, of course, indicating to speak. If the members want to raise their hands, they could do that. But the eChamber does a very good speakers list. It will actually put in order the way the members are requesting. And also the division list now. The division list cannot be attended in Zoom, but it can be reached in eChamber. So the members raised, when it came to voting, that is from about, today is Friday, on Wednesday, we started, the first time we were trying to vote electronically under the hybrid system, where almost all our members are in various parts of the country. So we tried using our eChamber, and guess what happened? Because of so much traffic coming in, the application could not hold it and just flows. And we got stuck. So fortunately, it was at a point that the house had to adjourn. So we're saved by the bell. The following day, which was yesterday, we decided to use Zoom for voting. And we quickly trained our members to be able to use Zoom for their division voting. Whilst we're using eChamber to actually come up with a divisional list, once the threshold is reached, we go to Zoom to do the voting. And well, it has worked very well for us. At least the 4 votes that our members have cast, so far so good. Except that we identified some minor things which we are going to engage Zoom to make sure that we clear that as we are working on our eChamber. So these are some of the issues, of course, that we've encountered. The most challenging one is that you are going to voting, you've never used a voting under the hybrid system, and all you get from the senior members of parliament, especially from the opposition, they only tell you that it is not going to work, everything will just collapse. You know, that's the most challenging moment. That's I've found. But to counter that, you simply have to be strong and put your case across and tell them it's going to work. And of course, for us, it has worked. So far, so good. We've been holding a lot of meetings and we are fine at this point. And what we used to call Global Center for ICT in Parliaments. It was based in Rome and being supported by the Chamber of Deputies in Rome. It worked well for some time, and unfortunately, the funders withdrew when we had the economic recession, the economic bubble, when it happened. I think that was about 2008, somewhere thereabouts, 2009. So they withdrew, and therefore, IPU took up the initiative to come up with the Center for Innovations in Parliaments. And Zambia was picked as one of the countries that would coordinate the Southern African hub. We've had a number of initiatives that are happening within our Southern African hub. We have approximately 14 countries that are part of the Southern African hub. And we've had very nice, we've been very, very interactive in working together as a hub. I know that last year we had our first meeting. In 2019, we had our first meeting, of course, where we came up with the plans on how we go about and how we are going to collaborate as various parliaments. What this hub is doing is, it is looking at information sharing and also resource personnel, the technical staff. We are able to tap into the technical skills of various member parliaments. So for instance, if a member has an issue or a strategic plan to be done, they come to the hub and the hub is able to assist in that. So we have been conducting a number of sessions almost on the monthly basis. I know the last one we had was in February. We had last meeting in February where we are discussing various issues to understand where our members are, where they need help, how we share information, and how we get to help each other. As I'm talking to you, we are working with the South African Parliament to try and make sure that the e-chamber application, which Zambia started, is now given to them to have a look at it and see how best they can improve on it so we can use it in the region to support our parliaments. Looking at the fact that our parliaments are basically conducting business in a similar manner. We are not very different. Our cultures don't seem to be very different, and even the way we do our things here. So this is why some of the applications would like to make sure that we are able to share with colleagues. If a member parliament has a challenge and they don't have a technical skill, we are able to provide to make sure that we tap into other technical skill from another parliament to assist with the challenge at hand. This is how we've organized ourselves. We have the ICT directors forming the first layer. We have, first of all, our clerks of parliaments or secretary generals of parliaments are forming the so-called, they are the top layer. And then from there, we have a committee of ICT directors. And then from there, we have the thematic committees of technocrats, the experts in various areas of ICT, whether in networking, in application development. So we have this thematic group, the thematic experts that are helping with the resolving of the actual problems that we are facing. So this is how we are organized. And I can be honest with you, I think the Southern African Hub has been performing quite well in the way we've been working and supporting each other and collaborating and information sharing. So far, it's been quite good. So that's what I can say about the Southern African Hub. And basically, we are reporting into the Center for ICTs in Parliament, for Center for Innovations in Parliaments in Geneva. We have Andy Richardson and Avinashi, whom we are directly reporting into. So that's about the hub and what we are doing. And it has helped in terms of coordination. And if there's any information that CIP is looking for, it is very easy for us to organize ourselves. Unlike in the past, where they want something, only 1 or 2 parliaments respond. This time around is different. If the information they're looking for from other parliaments, we make sure that the hub coordinates, the coordinator, the Zambian parliament that is coordinating the various parliaments, moves in to make sure that we coordinate and get all the necessary information we need and submit to CIP. So this has been a very, very good way, organization of dealing with the ICT challenges within our parliament.